Hey you guys, thanks for watching my channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm gonna do a nighttime routine. We're gonna go over my nighttime skincare process that I use, and none of these products are sponsored. You can get them all online or at Walmart. And yeah, oh, while I'm doing my nighttime routine, I'm also gonna just share like a little story of my dating life. It'll be fun, and it's just, I thought it would be cool to just kind of share some stuff that I've been through and what I've learned before I met my husband. So yeah, we'll get started. I'm gonna go ahead and put this headband on. If it can get it on. You can just I like this one because it has some Velcro to it, so I don't have to try to put it all over my hair. My aunt actually got this one. I'm not sure. I think Amazon might have some. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, all right. We're gonna leave it. Okay, I'm gonna start by taking off my makeup. I just wore lashes today and a tinted sunscreen. So it shouldn't be too hard, but you never know. Skin collects dirt, it collects dust. So I get this from Walmart. I really love it. I like it because it's super gentle on my skin, and I do have pretty sensitive skin and acne prone skin. It doesn't make me break out. I use it all the time. It's my go-to. In fact, I'm actually running out here. Okay, just get a little cotton pad, put some on. Oh, don't forget to wash your hands though. I already did, but always start by washing your hands before you touch your face. Okay. Story time! So, I was in college, okay? And I was working full-time as well. And it was just a lot. And I had a Saturday morning class. It was for nutrition because I was gonna be a nutritionist. So anyways, I was taking this class and it was really early, and I'm not a morning person. I think I woke up too many mornings and I just can't do it. Can't do mornings, not my thing. I like sleeping. I like sleeping a lot. So, going to this morning class, okay, and one day, I was really tired, but this guy randomly came up to me. We're gonna call him Pancake. So Pancake came up to me and he was like, hey, can I get your number? And I was like, oh, sure. So I gave it to him. I should have thought about it, didn't think about it, gave him my number. I was tired, went to class, went to bed after, and I get a text from him and I'm like, hey, do you want to go out sometime? And I'm like, wait, who is this? And he was like, my name's Pancake. I'm from your nutrition class. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, sure. I was like, why not? Let's go meet somewhere. So we got ice cream, and I forgot what he looked like. I know that sounds awful, but I was really tired, but I knew he seemed super nice. So I was like, okay. And he was a nice guy. And then I saw him, I'm like, okay, cool. He seems cool. And so we got ice cream and it was good, but I wasn't I didn't really want to go on a second date, but I also had a really hard time of telling people no. Just something that I've learned to have to do now is it's okay to tell people no, and not to try to please everyone all the time. So I had a hard time telling him no because he wanted to go out on a second date. And I was like, okay, I'll just go on one more date, and this will be good. He's nice, but I'm not really feeling it. And so then we go on another date, and then he kisses me. And I was like, whoa, was not expecting that. And then we ended up going on 2 more dates that I agreed to, of course, because, I was when you have to try to convince yourself to be in a relationship, you shouldn't be in that relationship, bottom line. So I was like, you know what, convincing myself he's a nice guy, he's making changes in his life, this could be a good thing for me, I'm totally gonna go for it. So we dated for about 2 months, and hence, the only thing we've ever done is kiss, okay? And I was like in the middle of trying to find a new apartment. 2 months, okay? 2 months of dating. And he wants me to move in with him. And I was like, we barely know each other. I'm not doing that. Not my thing. No. And he was like, come on, don't you like trust me? And I was like, it's not something I'm comfortable with. Like, no, like I'm not gonna do that. And so he's like, okay, fine. And then he was like, well, you know what we should do? I was like, what? He's like, we should go to Disneyland. And I was like, what? I was like, I am not gonna go to Disneyland alone with you. I know it's bad. You're like, he's your boyfriend, why don't you go? Like I said, I wasn't comfortable. I only been dating him for like 2 months. I didn't want to go on a trip to him with him. Barely know the guy. Not gonna do that. So he's like, come on. So I was like, okay, I'll go with you if one of my friends can come too. So that way I'm like not alone. So he was like, cool, yeah, that's great. And like, while we're planning this trip, you know, I wanted to stay in separate hotels, and he was like, let's share one. And I was like, no, I don't feel comfortable with that. Like, I don't want to share a hotel with you. Like, it's just not my thing, like a hotel room. And he was like, come on, like, don't you, it was always the don't you trust me? And I was like, no, actually, I should have just said no and left the relationship, but I didn't. I was like, well, it's just, you know, it takes me time to get comfortable with people. Okay, now that, quick side note, now that I've cleansed my face from all the makeup, I'm gonna go ahead and just wash it with my Curology washing stuff. Love it. I'll send a link below. This is literally the only thing that has really cleared my skin up. I'll post pics of what my skin used to look like before I started Curology. So anyways, back to the story. Trying to get me to go to Disneyland and stay in a hotel room with him. And I was like, no, not really feeling it. And so, let me just wet my face here. So my friend decides to come, and we plan all the trip, and my friend's going, and then Pancake is going. And I'm like, cool, like we're going on this trip. But last minute, my friend's family member ended up in the hospital. So they had to take an emergency flight out to go see their friend. So I told Pancake that I wouldn't be able to go on the trip with him, and he was so mad. Literally, I called him and I was like, listen, I am so sorry. My friend's not going. I honestly just don't feel super comfortable with this. Like, I'm gonna have to cancel. And he was like, how can you do this to me? And I was like, what? He's like, you know that I barely have any money. His dad was a doctor, by the way. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I can send you money to reimburse you for your part of the trip. And he's like, no, you don't get it. And he starts raising his voice at me. And I'm just like stunned by this man's behavior. And I'm like, I am so sorry. And he hung up. He literally hung up the phone on me. And I was like, okay, well, I guess he'll call me back. So I ended up Venmoing him. I Venmoed him $1,000, okay? I know. It did not cost that much for the trip. I just felt really bad. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. Like, he's so angry. Like, oh no. And didn't say anything when he got the money. And he just stayed quiet. And I texted him saying, like, hey, we need to talk. At this point, I was like, you know what? He has the money. I'm just gonna end the relationship. I just feel like we have different ideas, different wants, different values in life. And I'm like, and I'm just gonna like end it there. I'm gonna wash my face real quick. Also, with any washer, make sure that you're washing it into your skin for at least a full minute. You want to give the product time to be able to work in your skin. So you're gonna allow it that time through that whole minute. So just one moment, bear with me. Okay, we got it washed. So anyways, we're planning to meet up because I'm gonna break up with this guy. So I meet him at his apartment. Mistake. If you're ever breaking up with someone, never meet them at the place that they live at. Going to break up with him at his apartment. Oh, I'm also gonna do this mask. Love it. You can get it at Walmart. I like it because it does have hyaluronic acid, so it prevents aging, and also is a great moisturizer because I do live in a very, very extremely dry environment, so this helps my skin so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that if I can actually get it open. Okay, so I went to his apartment, Pancake's apartment, my current boyfriend. Not my current, anyways, the boyfriend. So I went to his apartment and I told him, like, listen, hey, I don't think this is gonna work out. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm breaking up with you, basically. And he started crying. And I felt so bad, too awkward, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I made this guy cry. Like, I feel so awful. And he was like, why are you breaking up with me? He goes, this hurts so much. I'm so sorry. He's like, is it about the money? He's like, I'll send it back to you. Please stay. So he sends me back the money. And I was like, okay. I was like, he seems like he's gonna make changes, so I'll stay. So I stayed, and another 2 weeks passed, and I was just like, you know what? I just cannot do this right now. I was like, he's just not what, this is just not gonna work out. I just feel like there's a little bit of red flags going on here. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna break up for real this time with him. So he can kind of tell because our texting has been off and I didn't really want to hang out. So he was like, I texted him saying like, hey, can you meet me at the mall? And he was like, why are you breaking up with me? I was like, can you just meet me at the mall? He goes, if you're breaking up with me, bring all of my stuff. And I was like, okay, sounds good. I'll bring you all of your sweaters that I borrowed. So I go to the mall, and I don't go alone this time. I bring my friend, but she's waiting at a store in the mall with me. And I'm like, okay, cool. We were supposed to meet at the mall, no joke, 5 o'clock. He showed up an hour late. He didn't even get dressed. Nothing. Hair everywhere, clothes, like pajamas. And listen, I've been broken up with before, but I know when you're getting broken up with, you dress really well. Like, you dress to the nines. Like, you walk in there, you look good, you take the breakup, you don't cry, you look at them, say thank you for your time, and you walk away and never speak to them again. No. He walked in, just rolled out of bed, and he was like, we met in this food area that the mall has, and he was like, okay, sits down at the table, and he's like, so I know you're breaking up with me. And I was like, yeah, I am breaking up with you. He's like, why? And I was like, okay. And I explained to him all the reasons why. I told him, you know, we have different values in life. I feel like, you know, I'm at a certain place and you're not quite there, and I just didn't want to be with him. And he looks at me and he goes, you know what your problem is now? And I was like, oh gosh. I was like, great. It's like, this is not going as planned. He goes, you know what your problem is? He's like, you treat men like, and I was like, oh. I was like, okay. And he goes, and you know what? And I was like, what is it? He goes, you will never find what you're looking for in a man, because you expect perfection. And I was like, okay. Didn't react to him because I know he wanted a reaction from me, but I wasn't going to give it to him. I was like, okay, that's your opinion. And he looked at me, like, I swear, he gave me like I'm gonna kill you eyes, got up, grabbed his stuff of like a blanket, sweater, and he left. And it was so sad because I was so heartbroken still, because like I didn't ever want to hurt anyone. I didn't mean to hurt him. I definitely got into this relationship for the wrong reasons. I wanted to make someone else happy. I wanted to fix them, and that's not right. When you're with someone, you are with them for who they are, not to try to fix them. So I felt really bad about that, and I was really sad. And literally like 2 months later, I got a text from him after we'd broken up. And he texted me and he was like, hey, Anel, I'm a changed man. Like, I can feel myself changing. Like, I am not who I was. And I said, listen, like, I am glad you're making changes in your life, but unfortunately, like, I've moved on. And he was like, you move on that quickly? Like, da-da-da-da. And he, like, basically blowing up over me through text. And then I just stopped responding and blocked his number because I was like, obviously, you have not made those changes, and it does take more than I feel like 2 months to make the changes that were needed. But yeah, that was one of the many crazy dating stories that I have been through, because I have a whole book full of just the craziest things people have done, have said to me, and just like, oh my goodness, like, holy cow. But I always try to be calm with all of that, because I know that people are deflecting, and I don't know what they're really going through. Like, just gonna remain calm, not react too much, be like, that's your opinion, I respect it, but I'm gonna go my separate way. But yeah, comment, let me know some crazy stories that you had with an ex, or like even a dating story that you've had. I've had some interesting ones too. Like, it's a crazy world out there, you guys. Like, people just like, sometimes they just need time, maybe time alone, time away from the rest of the world. Yeah, sometimes people just need time. Anyways, you're gonna leave this mask on for 10 minutes, and then we'll be right back to finish up this nighttime routine. I'm back, and I look like a ghost. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and take that off. Perfect. Okay, you're not gonna do like wash it off or anything. You're just gonna let that all soak in. But what you are gonna do is you're gonna put a lotion on. Again, I just use Curology, their lotion. It comes with a lotion, cleanser, and toner. Also, fun fact, if you're wondering why your product is not working, wait 10 minutes after you wash your face to apply your lotion, your toner, or anything extra, your serums, because you need time for the other products to soak in, and then this will allow the product to be able to basically work its full potential, because it won't have any other things in the way. All right, we're gonna put lotion on. Just gonna go ahead and rub that in. And since we used a mask, we won't need to go too crazy with any like serums or anything, because that mask had so many like benefits, like the hyaluronic acid in it. Alrighty, and then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my toner from Curology. It has niacinamide. Helps with pigmentation, especially right here. I struggle with it because I tend to pick at my acne. It has zinc in it. It has clindamycin. These all help with acne. So, set the niacinamide. Let me get this right for you. The niacinamide. That's for pigmentation. Alrighty. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put the toner all over my face. I do feel some breakouts coming in right here specifically. Okay, awesome. Now that's soaked in, I'm gonna go in with some aloe vera gel. This kind of helps just heals my skin from the sun outside. I do try to avoid the sun and reapply my sunscreen, but this kind of evens out my, just like my skin tone in general, helps take care of any overexposure of sun I may have experienced. It is so very natural, it's just aloe vera gel. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. It also helps with my acne, so we are not gonna complain. Put that all over. Perfect. Awesome. And you're wondering why maybe I left my lashes on. These are strips. In my previous video, I mentioned that I have a way where I can make them last at least 2 to 3 days. I do not suggest going more than 2 days because of sanitation reasons. But since I just put these on this morning, it should be fine. Okay, and you're just gonna let this all soak in your face, and tomorrow your skin is gonna be glowing. All right, you guys, this girl is, woo, she is all done. Skin prepped for that nighttime sleep. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and just mention in the comments if you want to see any more videos. Bye.